Hello, and welcome to the Raven Batch Command System for Pro Tools Basic Training. We will be taking you through how to locate, use, and program some of our most popular batch commands included by default in your Raven software. If you've not yet already, be sure to watch the Raven for Pro Tools Quick Start by clicking here before continuing. Let's begin. From your desktop, navigate to the Apple drop-down menu and click System Preferences. Select the Sharing folder and confirm that your computer has been named. If it is not, make sure to name your computer. Then, click Show All. If you're using OS X 10.9 or higher, click Security and Privacy. On the Privacy tab, select the Accessibility option on the sidebar and drag the following applications to the provided area from your Applications folder: Automator, Pro Tools, Raven, and Terminal. Note: Terminal is located in the Utilities folder within the Applications folder. If using OS X 10.7 or 10.8, click Show All and select Accessibility from the main System Preferences window. Then, confirm that the Enable Assistive Devices option is checked. Now launch Pro Tools and Raven. On Layout 1, I have access to my track creation and naming batch commands. First, let's create 4 new audio tracks by hitting the labeled New Audio Track Batch command 4 times and hit Return on the keyboard. Now, let's name these 4 new tracks Lead Vocals 1 through 4. Double-click the top of the 4 new tracks so the top track's name window is open and the text is highlighted. Now, let's hit the Name Lead Vocals ×4 batch command, and it's done. We've also included Copy Name batch commands that will copy a pre-existing name and paste the text with numbering across the tracks. Watch as I name this first of 8 tracks Orchestra, and now hit the Copy Open Track Name ×8 batch command, and Raven will copy your custom text and paste across the next tracks with unique numbering progressively for each track. On Layout 3, we've included a variety of adding plugin batch commands. Using the light blue batch commands labeled Add to Insert A, we can add a notated plugin to insert A of all selected tracks. Now that we've added a plugin to the top rack, with the plugin window still open, let's click one of the green batch commands labeled Add to Next Insert. These batch commands add the plugin to the next rack down. In this example, it's Insert Rack B, and I can repeat the process by clicking alternate green Add to Next Insert batch commands to continue adding to the plugin chain. It's important to note that when adding or removing plugins, your track list is showing and the Pro Tools Mix window was aligned properly with the red line provided. We've also included preset plugin chain batch commands that, when used, will show only the selected tracks, add the plugin chain to the tracks, hide the last plugin window loaded, and restore the previous tracks displayed. Note, these batch commands are programmed to move to the third drop-down menu of the Insert Selection window and will select DSP for HDX TDM users. However, there are native favorite plugin options available in the QuickList. Let's select only the tracks we just added to the plugin chain and now hit Clear Inserts A through E. Just like adding them, the batch command will show only the selected tracks and clear the inserts from the A through E slots. On Layout 2, we've included a collection of AudioSuite batch commands. The green AudioSuite batch commands will open the AudioSuite itself and allow for adjustment. The yellow batch commands on the AudioSuite panel can be used for presets and previewing. Last, the red batch command on this panel can be used for rendering AudioSuite plugins. Let's open our Virtual Mix Rack AudioSuite, also known as VMR, and add Revival. I'll add a little shimmer and thickness to the plugin. Once it's where I want it to be, I can click Render AudioSuite Plugin and lock in my settings to the selected audio. We've also included AudioSuite Renders, which are preset renders that will open various AudioSuite plugins, make preset adjustments, and then render the adjustment with one button. Let's select this vocal here and put a telephone effect on it. Hit the red Telephone Effect batch command and it opens the EQ7 Band AudioSuite plugin, makes various preset telephone effect adjustments, and clicks Render. With batch commands, it's easy to quickly convert selections of tracks to various automation states. On the floating toolbar of Basic Layout 3, I'll just select the tracks I want to change, as an example, Touch, and then hit the Touch batch command. This button will show the selected tracks, convert their automation status to touch, and then we'll restore the previous tracks displayed. On the floating toolbar of Basic Layout 1, we've included Track Color and Clip Color batch commands. Selection Color will change the track selected to a different color, whereas Clip Color will only change the region selected. Now let's change the color of these 5 selected audio clips and hit Make Selected Clips Purple, and just like that, the audio regions are now purple. On Layout 3, we've included a B plugin and BA plugin. These batch commands are designed for surveying plugins above and below each other. For example, I have 2 EQs on this vocal track, and I want to see which EQ I prefer most on this track. First, I'll bypass the plugin below and open the plugin above. Now I'll hit AB Open Plugin, and the batch command will bypass the current EQ, scroll to the EQ below it, open it, and unbypass the second EQ. Now I can review the original EQ by hitting the BA Open Plugin batch command. This time, it bypasses the lower plugin, scrolls back up to the upper EQ, and unbypasses the upper EQ. We reference the A as the upper plugin and B as lower plugin. You are not limited to racks A and B on the insert rack for this batch command, but the plugins must be next to each other and one must start bypassed before using. If I'm tracking and I want to make a headphone mix, the Raven can now do this for you. Select the tracks that you want to send to headphones, and on Layout 4, you'll find Headphone Mix HD. Click Headphone Mix HD. The batch command will create a stereo aux track and name it Headphones. Then it will copy the send to all selected tracks, and then copy the audio fader level to the send fader level. You can control where the created aux track appears by clicking an empty send rack and clicking New Track. A window will open with an option to Create Next to Current Track. Check this on or off to your preference and then hit Create one time. This will lock the preference change in the session for future aux creation. Note, Headphone Mix is an HD-only batch command. If you're on an LE system, Pro Tools does not offer the Copy Mix to Send feature. Starting on the Edit window, I have a few drum tracks that have been played out of time. This next batch command will separate transients and snap them to the grid. Then we'll fade them and consolidate the entire selection. First, on Layout 4, if the grid hasn't been adapted to the song's tempo, let's select the first bar and hit the Tempo Map 1 bar batch command. Note, please make sure Conductor, as well as Tab to Transient, is turned on before tempo mapping. Also, be sure the grid value is set to the desired quantize value. Now, simply select the audio you want to correct and hit Snap to Grid, Fade, Consolidate below the Tempo Map 1 bar batch command and watch it work. You can perform this batch command with single or multiple tracks at one time. One that is a real time saver is converting audio to MIDI. In this example, I've recorded an audio track of the kick drum, but this could be any type of audio you'd want to convert to MIDI. Create a new instrument track below the audio track you want to convert and cut or copy one MIDI note on the piano roll that you want to represent the audio above it. In this case, I'll locate the MIDI note to trigger the kick in my Steven Slate drums. Now, I'm going to highlight the note and cut it. One last step is to move my cursor before the first transient on the audio track I would like to replicate. Now, watch the MIDI note we cut and paste to each transient. I can easily adjust how many notes this batch command pastes by push and holding the batch command and changing the number of repetitions here, although it's easy to continue hitting to paste more as well. Here I have a virtual instrument MIDI track with my Steven Slate drums plugin on it, and I want to convert the MIDI track to an audio track. On Layout 4, we've included the MIDI to audio one-track batch command. To perform this batch command, you will need to confirm a few items in Pro Tools are selected. First, confirm the Link Track and Edit Selection option is turned on, and the Link Timeline and Edit Selection is also turned on. Lastly, make sure the Import After Bounce option is checked on and you're set to bounce offline in your Bounce to Disk settings. Hit Bounce to lock in your settings and then hit Escape on your keyboard to cancel the bounce and lock in your Bounce to Disk settings changes. Select your MIDI track and with your cursor on the timeline hit MIDI to Audio 1 track and watch Raven first solo the track and then copy the name of the track. Then it will select all the clips or regions on the MIDI track and bounce to disk, pasting the name of the track copied previously for the bounce. Then, it will import the audio to a new audio track after the bounce is complete. It will make the MIDI track inactive and hide the inactive tracks. On Layout 4, we've included some very powerful custom fader window configuration batch commands that allow you to not only access various custom fader groups, but also recall specific track show and hide memory locations to associate fader groups and their associated plugins with single-touch buttons. Starting at window configuration 1, we have already mapped memory location 89 to also correspond. We progressively increase the memory location number with the increase of the window configuration. For example, window configuration 2 is associated with memory location 90, configuration 3 is associated with memory location 91, and so on. First, let's use our Show Selected Tracks batch command on our fader focus panel to only show the selected guitar tracks. Now let's set the guitar tracks to memory location 89, enable Track Show Hide, and select None. Now, let's open the plugins for this guitar track and position them how we like them. Next, let's hit New Window Config and save it to the window configuration 1. Now, let's restore the previous tracks visible in the session and put our window configuration into action. As you can see, with one button, I was able to show only my guitar tracks from the full session view and open the plugins on the guitar track for adjustment. On the floating toolbar of Layout 4, we've included the Export Entire Session batch command. This batch command will export individual audio files, also known as stems, from Pro Tools. Before executing this batch command, be sure your Link Track and Edit Selection and Link Timeline and Edit Selection are on, and then hit Export Entire Session. This will highlight all tracks and regions, consolidate all tracks while automatically naming them, then export each one to your Audio Files folder. Check your Audio Files folder in your session to locate them all after completion. Although we've included a number of preset batch commands for naming tracks, you can also create your own custom preset naming batch commands. To program your own custom key command-based batch command, push and hold the batch command you'd like to write and the programming interface will open. First hit key command and type as an example, name. Now let's hit key command again and this time hit the space bar to add a space after the name. Now hit key command and type the number 1. Next, hit key command and enter command cursor right. Now, we'll repeat this sequence by hitting key command and typing the word name. Then, key command, spacebar, and then key command and the number 2. And then again, key command, command cursor right, and so on, repeating this sequence for the custom names you wish to include. Once finished, hit key command and add a return at the end. Name the batch command, choose a color, and then hit Confirm to lock in the batch command. Now, select the top track of the tracks you'd like to name and hit your new batch command. Programming your own favorite plugin chain is easy. Push and hold the batch command you'd like to write and hit QuickList. Let's search for Bring Mix window to front and select from the bottom of the window to add the QuickList item to the command line. Next, search for Show Selected Tracks and select Show Selected Tracks window check. Now, let's enter into the search bar Add Favorite Plugin. Look through the list and select Add Favorite Plugin 1 on Insert A and hit Select. Next, locate Add Favorite Plugin 2 to Next Insert Rack under the same search and select it. Now, locate Add Favorite Plugin 3 to Next Insert Rack and select it. Lastly, locate Add Favorite Plugin 4 to Next Insert Rack and select it, and close the QuickList. Let's add a bit of delay here to confirm the plugin has time to load before launching the next command. Next, we need to add the key command for Hide Floating Window, which is Control-Option-Command W. Let's add a bit of delay to this one as well to give the plugin time to close. Lastly, hit QuickList once more and in the General tab search, Restore Previous Tracks window check in Pro Tools 11. Note, if using Pro Tools 10, Restore Previous Tracks is not available, and we recommend using two QuickList items, being Show All Tracks window check, followed by Hide Inactive Tracks window check. This is if you typically have inactive tracks in your sessions. Now, let's name and color the batch command. You can hit More here to choose from a color wheel. Close the color wheel with the X on the top left and hit Confirm to complete the batch command. Now, let's put it into action. Let's select these 4 audio tracks that do not have plugins and hit our new batch command. Recording your own mouse clicks. We've created tons of great preset batch commands across your layouts, and I've also shown you how to customize your own batch commands using key commands and QuickList items. Another really powerful feature to the batch command system is the ability to record your own custom mouse clicks. Push and hold a batch command to open the batch command system programming menu. Now we'll hit the record button and we watch the batch command system as it records your mouse clicks and key commands in the sequence you perform them. Once completed, hit the record button again and name your new batch command. This will save your user recordings tab for later use as well. Now, I'll just add my new recording into the batch command line, give the button a name and a color, and hit confirm. Now watch my new custom recorded batch command perform a key command and mouse click. We recommend reviewing our user manual and advanced batch commander tutorial videos, both accessible within Raven settings, as well as visiting our Slate Media Technology Forum and joining the community of users, also accessible in your Raven settings. The forum is great for asking how-to questions, requesting or sharing custom batch commands, and more. Lastly, if you ever have any questions when using the application, never hesitate to contact our customer support department by visiting slatesupport.com and opening a ticket. Our customer support representatives are available to assist you Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.